Huh? Oh, that's dope. Wave my hand. Hey, bounce that ass. Hey, hey, hey. Wave your hands in the air. Like you just don't care. No, I ain't try to do that. You said what? You say what? I can hear you now. You sound like your ass finna go to sleep. Your ass about drunk. How am I missing this? How am I missing this? What? It's like I'm trying to throw this acorn. I think I can't do it.
You know what that is, don't you?
Scared the hell out that man.
It's a dreamer orb, jam-packed with pure creative energy straight from the Imagosphere. But you'll need more of them if you're going to make it up there. You are here to stop Vex, aren't you? Yes. But first you need to know about the dark, foul energy of nightmares we call the Uproar. Vex is planning to fill the whole of Craftworld with it. For now, he's using it to block the way to the top of the mountain so no one can interrupt him. Luckily, there is one thing that can counter that nasty stuff, and you're holding it. The energy of pure wonder and creativity inside it will dispel Vex's barriers wherever you find them. So, seek out these orbs. They are the key to your journey, the key to your destiny, the key to...
You say what?
Get the idea. Next time we meet, I'll reveal great cosmic secrets. Maybe tell you a bit about myself.
Oh, how's the games?
Scarlet, by the way. And more importantly,
they pretty good.
About your very existence.
You say what? What you say, man? Take your ass to sleep, Smoke. enough time to sleep when I'm dead. That's a good one. What? No, man. That's how it be. Hold on real quick.
Souls fan, then Demon Souls is nice, but I mean, Demon Souls is really just a PS3 remake. It's a game that you might have experienced before, and if you're a fan of this series, then you probably have experienced it. The game I'm looking forward to the most, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Those reviews also went out today. Most of them were pretty positive. Some people were saying, oh, you know, the game is a bit short and things like that, but that's fine. I sort of expected that going into this. But Spider-Man Miles Morales, if I really just wanted to play it, I could just play it on my PlayStation 4 because it's coming out on that system. There are, of course,
Oh, what,
other
Spider-Man?
games like Astrobot and Sackboy, but I mean, let's be real
Nah.
about those games. Those aren't going to be, game of the year contenders or anything like that. It's just sort of filler. It's just extra stuff that you can get for your PlayStation 5. Now, looking at the Xbox Series X side of things, what games are there? What new games are there from Xbox? Obviously, there's nothing coming out this year for the Xbox Series X that is a first-party exclusive specifically for that system.
You say you getting what for your son?
Talk about, of course, games like NBA 2K21, which is actually the game I will be picking up for my Xbox Series X. I'm really looking forward to that game as a basketball fan. Obviously, they just announced that the NBA season will also be starting in late December as well. That'll be very cool. That's a game I'm looking forward to. I always feel like sports games are very, interesting on the console generation launches because you sort of see that kind of belief that a lot of people are expecting with these games. But beyond that, I mean, the Xbox Series X doesn't really have anything else going for it besides these third-party games. Now, one thing I do want to touch on in this video is the whole thing about faster loading for backwards compatible games. And across the board, generally speaking, it does seem like the Xbox Series X is a bit faster in loading some of these games more so than the PlayStation 5. There was a bunch of different tests by websites like GameSpot who have both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And generally speaking, as far as loading these games, the Xbox Series X seem to be a bit superior to the PlayStation 5. Now, it's definitely not a night and day difference or anything like that. It's pretty incremental, a few seconds here and there. But I guess it would be something that you would notice if you were playing an Xbox Series X.
No, I was seeing the comparison.
PlayStation 5 had them side by side, one on each monitor, then yeah, you would notice it. But if you're actually just playing the game, is this something you're really going to notice all that much? I don't necessarily think so. There are games that run better on the Xbox Series X as far as backwards compatibility than on the PlayStation 5. There are games on the PlayStation 5 that run better in terms of backwards compatibility than the Xbox Series X. Like I said, some games are going to run better than other games. So if there's a certain game, one particular game that you really want to replay again, and you're interested in replaying that game again on your next generation console, you might want to see if anyone has done a test of that game comparatively to the other system so you can know which system to get. But at the end of the day, both of these systems are doing very impressive things with backwards compatibility without having to do anything like add in a patch to a game to make it run better on the system. The system, brute force, is making these games run better. And like I said, generally across the board, it seems like the Xbox Series X might be a little bit better in some aspects, but there are definitely games that the PlayStation 5 seems to be running better than the Xbox Series X.
Gifts are also
Down, that's hot.
what makes them magical. Do it's the love you spread when you give. It's the touch.
Series X. You're getting a lightning quick system here. And yes, you're having this whole SSD thing, and this is obviously a very big point right now that is happening. A lot of reviewers seem surprised that you didn't have access to all 825 gigs on the PlayStation 5. You only had access to 663. You don't get that full terabyte on the Xbox Series X. You don't get that full half gig on the Xbox Series S. Yes, there are limitations to this, and I'm like, why? Why is this surprising?
Damn, I just
Has
thrown
there
away.
ever been a video game console? Has there ever been a computer? Has there ever been anything that has a hard drive, that has an operating system on it, where you had access to this whole drive? They had access to everything. The operating system took up absolutely no space. No, it's always been this way. It is always how these things are. And I saw that a lot in these PlayStation 5 reviews today, and it was just kind of like, why is this necessarily a negative point? The average consumer is not going to fill up their console in one day unless they're buying every single freaking game. Most people buy a couple games a year. Look that statistic up. The average person only buys like 3 to 5 games a year. Yes, there are more hard people out there who buy every single game, but you can always delete games off the hard drive, And it is interesting that the PlayStation 5 doesn't have external SSD support right out of the gate. You have to wait for a patch for that. Of course, with the Xbox Series X, you can plug in the little terabyte Seagate thing into the back of the system and then have access to more memory. But it's like, this is definitely the exception. This is not going to be commonplace for people with their systems on day one, because the vast majority of people are just grabbing 1 or 2 games to check out on day one. And I guess if they get tired of those games, they can always delete them. Basically, what we're seeing is sort of these fanboy wars between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And I'm here to say something. both systems are great systems. Both systems have strengths. Both systems have weaknesses. If you want to get one of these systems this holiday season, simply just look at both what these systems are offering. If you're interested in things like backwards compatibility and things like Game Pass, then yes, the Xbox Series X is going to be a great system for you because, let's face it, a lot of people didn't pick up an Xbox One. So a lot of these Xbox games you might have never played before. So it would be a great way to play these games. And if you have something like Game Pass, you're going to have a lot of cool stuff. If you're looking for, the system that has the more console exclusives, I guess technically speaking, the PlayStation 5 would be better with games like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Demon's Souls. But once again, if you play these games on your PlayStation 4 or with the case of Demon's Souls, you might have already played it before. At the end of the day, they're both great pieces of hardware. The next generation of gaming is going to be a very fun time. Whether you're a diehard Xbox fan or you're a diehard Sony fan, I feel like both of them have.
I switched mine, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Things that are going to be very exciting. Things that are going to captivate them. It's just such a weird thing how these consoles really just be spurned on by people on social media more so than the companies themselves. If we want to talk console wars, I miss the old days. I miss when Sega was going at Nintendo's throat, and Sony was going at Nintendo and Sega's throat, and Nintendo was going at Sega and Sony's throat. Like, those were the fun console wars back in the day. All this pandering to certain fan bases and just, hyping things up and overhyping things, and the PlayStation 5 sucks compared to the Xbox Series X. Oh, the Xbox Series X sucks compared to the PlayStation 5. Like, this is so silly.
Breath for a while.
I don't know. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know the point of this video, but it's just something I wanted to get off my chest. Like, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, they're both great consoles. They're both going to be very
on Switch.
And let's be realistic.
I don't even know which game good on Switch.
I want to use on day one, unless you're a YouTuber who wants to talk about this, or you really want to play something like Demon's Souls. So those are just my thoughts on this whole situation. It's ridiculous, but it's the truth.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite games. They need to bring Zelda to 2D. Still smile. The Breath of the Wind, the first one? On Switch? Yeah. I haven't played it since Nintendo. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I can't remember them games. The hell, this man? What game are you talking about? Oh yeah, that was my favorite one. Yeah. Shit, you ain't high, you drunk. You super high. Damn, I supposed to been went to this. I think I'm broadcasting. I am broadcasting. I'm a professional joint roller.
amplify your vape smoke. Despite PlayStation's sleek look, the size can get problematic, depending on your entertainment setup. We brought it home to test it in our TV stand, and this monster is almost as tall as the stand itself, and sadly, there's no perfect place for it. Although it fits in the main console nook, we're definitely dealing with limited airflow here, which is not super ideal. In comparison, the Series X fits comfortably in a similar design TV stand. Looking at the controllers, this is where PlayStation shines. The DualSense is now slightly larger with a bigger touchpad and a redesigned adaptive system. The triggers now have haptic resistant.
Yeah,
based
dude.
on what you are using in game.
Xboxes, man.
Will be using this immersive feature in a variety of creative ways. The Xbox controller, on the other hand, hasn't been noticeably updated. It now has a capture button, a nice add feature, and it also still runs